I am playing the campaign mode from the revised core set. I'm going to be using two of the starter decks, the Dwarf in starter deck and the Elves starter deck. And we put Mendor into play, engage with the first player. He's a 1/1, 1/3 Sylvan Scout, ranged. The first player gains control of Mendor. Response: after a quest card is defeated, ready Mendor. Then each player draws one card. If Mendor leaves play, remove him from the game. And here's the heroes for the Dwarven starter deck. We got Dane, Ironfoot, 11 threat, the 1, 2, 3, 5, Dwarf, Noble. While Dane Ironfoot is ready, Dwarf characters get +1 attack and defense and willpower. We got Ori. He's 8 threat, 2, 2, 1, 3, Dwarf. If you control at least 5 Dwarf characters, draw 1 additional card at the beginning of the resource phase. Then we got Biffer. 7 threat, 2, 1, 2, 3, Dwarf. Action: spend 1 resource from a hero's resource pool to add 1 resource to Biffer's resource pool. Any player may trigger this ability. Limit once per round. And these are all the cards in the original deck. There's no extra cards in there from the additional cards that they gave you in the starter decks. And for the Elven starter deck, we've got Haldir of Lorien, 9 threat, 2, 3, 1, 3, Sylvan ranged scout, ranger. He's got ranged and a combat action. If you have not engaged an enemy this round, exhaust Haldir of Lorien to declare him as an attacker, or resolve his attack against an enemy not engaged with you. Limit once per round. We got Celeborn. He's 11 threat, 3, 2, 2, 4, Sylvan Noble. Response: after a Sylvan ally enters play, that ally gets +1 willpower, attack, and defense until the end of the round. Then we got Galadriel. She's 9 threat, a 4, 0, 0, 4, Lordal Noble. Galadriel cannot quest or attack or defend. Allies you control do not exhaust to commit to the quest during the round they enter play. Action: exhaust Galadriel to choose a player. That player reduces their threat by 1 and draws 1 card. Limit once per round. I'm just giving you a heads up that once these decks get going, there's going to be a lot of allies in play, so hopefully you'll be able to see all the cards and not get too over swarmed. The starting threat for the Dwarf deck is 26, and the Sylvan deck is 29. For our opening hand. I'm just letting you know this is a proxy for King Out of the Mountain. I can't find one of them. I'm going to keep that hand. I'll keep this hand as well. One thing that in this deck that I've heard is good to go for, because I haven't played these decks before, is LOTR. Passage Through Mirkwood, 1A, Flies and Spiders. You are traveling through Mirkwood Forest, carrying an urgent message from the King Sandriel to Lady Galadriel of Lorien. As you move through the dark trail, the spiders gather around you. Setup. Search the encounter deck for one copy of the Forest Spider and one copy of the Old Forest Road, and add them to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. So here's the Forest Spider and the Old Forest Road. 1B, 8 quest points. The nasty things they saw were the cobwebs. Dark, dense cobwebs. Their threads extraordinarily thick, often stretching from tree to tree, or tangled in the lower branches on either side of them. There was none stretched across the path, but whether it was because of some magic kept it clear, or for what other reason, they could not guess. The Hobbit. Draw a card. Aaron Nimrus Prospector. We're going to put him into play, but we're not going to trigger his response. He gets +1 attack and willpower due to Dane's ability. Now we're going to go over to the Sylvan deck. Draw a card. Sylvan Tracker. We're going to play LOTR. Costs 1. We're going to put that on Haldir. Now we're going to put Nenya on the Galadriel. Giving her the resource, the lore icon. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. Going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. 9. 10, 11, 12. And there is 3 in the staging area. First card is a Dumbledore Orcs. When revealed, the first player chooses one character committed to the quest and deals 2 damage to that character. We're going to choose Telebor. And the second card is an Old Forest Road. So we added 3 to the staging area, bringing it up to 6. So we quest successfully by 4, and now we're going to use Galadriel's ability to add 4 more. So we're up to 16. Questing successfully by 10. That moves us to the next quest stage. And each player gets to draw a card due to Mendor's response. And Mendor readies. 2A, a fork in the road. As you move through Mirkwood, hounded by spiders, the forest path forks before you. 2B, 2 quest points. Unsure of what lies ahead, but spurred by the urgency of your message, you choose a path and proceed. When you defeat this stage, proceed to one of the 2A, a chosen path stages at random. We're going to travel to the Old Forest Road and ready up Ori. We're going to optionally engage the forest spider, and then the Dumbledore Orcs comes down, engage with the dwarf deck. Deal out shadow cards. Now I'm going to use Haldir's ability, since we didn't engage a enemy, and destroy the Dumbledore Orcs. Now we're going to block the forest spiders with Dane. No shadow, no damage. Then we're going to attack with Mendor and Ori for 3. And it does 2 damage to the forest spider. Go to the end of the round. Draw a card. The Tree People. We're going to put in the Sylvan Tracker and reduce the cost by 1 with Olorian. And now we're going to go over to the Dwarf deck, draw a card, Legacy of Durin. We're going to put an Erebor Record Keeper into play. First, we're going to put in the Legacy of Durin. And then we're going to put the Erebor Record Keeper. So we get to draw a card. Now we have 5 dwarves in play. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. There's 1 in the staging area. We only need to make 2 progress. So we're going to quest with the Sylvan Tracker. It doesn't exhaust because of Galadriel's ability, and it gets +1 to each of its attributes because of Celeborn's ability. So we're questing for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. First card is a Necromancer Pass. Second card is the Zolgaldor Beastmaster. So added 5 threat, bring it up to 6. So we quest successfully by 7. That clears the Old Forest Road and clears this quest. Going to the next stage. Now there's 2 quest stages. I'm going to have this one as 1 and that one as 2. I'm going to flip a coin. This is heads and this is tails. This is heads and that's tails. Heads. Chosen path is the shadow grows darker, and you realize that a foul presence is aiming to draw you from the past. You must defeat it or to pass this way. When revealed, each player must search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 spider card of that hero of their choice and add it to the staging area. 0 quest points, and the players must find and defeat Ungoliant Spawn to win the game. We're going to get a Forest Spider, an Ungoliant spawn. And we're going to travel to the Old Forest Road and ready up Calibor. We also get a ready up Mendor and draw a card. And he also heals up 1 damage because of the Sylvan Tracker's ability. That whenever a Sylvan character readies, you heal 1 damage from it. We're going to engage the Forest Spider with the Dwarf deck. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to use Haldir's ability and snipe the Forest Spider. It's damaged. And then we're going to block with Dane. Attacking enemy gets +1. So he's attacking for 4. So we take 1 damage. Now we're going to attack back with 2, 3, and deal 2 damage to the Forest Spider. Now we're going to go to the next round. Gandalf. We're going to put a cram onto Haldir of Lorien. Now we're going to go over to the Sylvan deck, draw a card, Greenwood Archer. We're going to put in the Gladrium Weaver using the Lorien to reduce the cost of 1. We get to search the top 5 cards of our deck for an event. Got Elrond's Console. Now we're going to use Galadriel's ability to draw a card and reduce our threat by 1. Now we're going to put in the Greenwood Archer. And ready up Galadriel. Now we're going to put in a Sylvan Refugee. And all the characters that are up here are ones that just came into play. They get the bonus and don't exhaust the quest. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. I'm going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then I'm going to play a Lore of Moria and ready all dwarf characters in play. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Questing for 17. And there's a total of 8 in the staging area. First card revealed is Dolgaldor Orcs. When revealed, the first player chooses one character committed to the quest and deals 2 damage to that character. We're going to deal 2 damage to Ori. And second card is the Necromancer's Reach. Deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. Well, we have no exhausted characters. So that's a whiff. So we added 2 to the staging area. So that quest is successfully by 7. We're going to play a Elrond's Consul. Lower our threat by 3. And then we're going to use Galadriel's ability to add 4 more. So we're up to 22. So we quested successfully by 12. That puts 3 progress onto the Old Forest Road and 9 onto the main quest. Now the dwarf deck is going to optionally engage Ungoliant Spawn. And then they're also going to engage the Dolgaldor Orcs. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to return the Sylvan Refugee to my hand, playing a Feign Voices. And we're going to prevent the Ungoliant Spawn from attacking. And then we're going to use Haldir's ability and snipe the forest spider. And then we're going to block the Dulgaldor orcs with Dane. No shadow, no damage. Then we're going to exhaust the Erebor Record Keeper. Spend 1 resource to ready up Dane. And now we're going to attack the Ungoliant spawn for 3. Use Cram to ready up Haldir. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's enough to destroy the Ungoliant spawn. So there's a win. And now we go to the quest resolution. Each player earns 1 copy of the Mendor's support boon card and add the earned cards to the campaign pool. If Stage 3B was Bjorn's Path, add the Ungoliant Swarm burden card to the campaign pool. If Stage 3B was Don't Leave the Path, add Lingering Venom burden card to the campaign pool. So we have to add the Lingering Venom burden card to the campaign pool because Don't Leave the Path was the quest. So here's the Mendor's support. Cost 0. Only 1 copy of Mendor's support can be played each round. An action. Mendor gets +2 willpower, attack, and defense until the end of the round. And the burden, that card that we earned, it has Surge and when revealed. Each player must choose either exhaust each damaged character you control or deal 2 damage to the hero you control with the most damage on it. And a shadow, exhaust each damaged character you control. So our final score was 20, 21, 28, 48, 58, 68, 69, 70, 77, 78. And hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the journey along the Anduin.